to this computer, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So real quick, let's do the desktop, and then that way I can just switch between windows if I need to, and it's not a big deal. Bum, 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 bum. We'll wait for Tina to come back.
Oh, I'm back.
Okay. All right. So in order to do this, of course, you have to have a Canva account. The good thing is that Canva has a free account. So if you're tight on funds or something like that, you can go ahead and get a Canva account. I happen to have a pro account because I do a lot of different things between the bridge to the new year and other things that I do. So I've got access to maybe things that you won't be able to have access to, but that being said, I'm going to gear this towards people who have a free account.
Oh,
now,
okay.
the really great thing about Canva is they have templates for everything that you can think of. They have templates for Instagram stories. They have templates for Facebook stories. They have templates for brochures. They have templates for worksheets. They also have what's called a poster template. And that's what you're going to use to make your vision board. So if you go under the templates and you do a little bit of a search here, you're going to look for poster. And it may take a little bit to find it. See, I'm not seeing
Under marketing?
there you go. First thing right under marketing. Good job, Diane. So I'm going to click on that. And then based on what kind of poster you want to make, you can choose. They've got a whole bunch of different options down here. I ended up going with a black and white because I was using black and white photos, but you can see that there's all kinds of posters here that you can look at. Let me go back up. So let's go back to poster templates. And I did one that was kind of like a mosaic. So let's see what else we've got. Oh, collage is what I think I picked. So if you look, you've got all kinds of different posters. Now, depending on what level of Canva you have, you're going to have more choices. And if you look right here, like this Jazz Night poster is considered a premium poster. So is this Train With Us poster. I'm trying to find one that's not a premium one. So let's go with this one, the 2019 World Food Expo. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to just use this template. Now, when you open up the template, it's going to give you the little poster, and it's going to scale it to your screen. But if you come up here to resize, you're going to see that you've got options. So this one is centimeters. So if I want to put this into inches, this one is a 16.5 by 24.5 inch poster. But you can also do like recent and say, okay, I want this to be a 21 by 28 inch poster, or I want this to be 23 by 24 inches. So you've got options. So you can go ahead and you can say, okay, I want this to be 18 by 24, and then change this to inches instead of pixels. No, that's not it. Sorry, I should have just learned something. Change it to inches before you do the change. So 18 by 24. And then I'm going to come down and I am going to click copy. I'm going to unclick this and click copy and resize. So what that's going to do is take that poster and it's going to build it out to that size. So if I go here and look at this, this is now an 18 by 24 inch poster.
Okay.
Now, this is a vertical poster. If you want a horizontal poster, you can go like this, do 24 by 18, and then just do a resize and it'll flip it so that you have the right dimensions for your poster. Canva has a wide variety of tools that you can use. Some of them are real simple to use. Some of them take a little bit of work to get used to, but I'm going to walk you kind of through everything that you can do. So this one is a food poster, but I want to go ahead and I want to delete some of these elements. So I'm going to hover over the text. I'm going to click on it and it's going to put a little, see these dots right here? This tells you it's active for editing. And if I hit delete, it's going to remove it from the poster. Now, if I want to change that text, I can do that too. So if I go here and I say, okay, let's move this text, but let's edit it. Let's see if I can get it to edit. You've got to kind of click and experiment a little bit. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to do it on the phone. Sometimes it's easier to do it on your laptop. So, so let's say, so my theme for 2021 is create, live, love. So if I want to put the word create in here, I can go ahead and type that. Now, the really fun thing about Canva is you've got a lot of options for like fonts and stuff like that. So if I go here, I can start flipping through the fonts and seeing what I want. Now this is all capitals, but I can also change it. So just by clicking on this, I can change it to uppercase. I can change it to mixed case.
Meadow, drink some water, baby. Okay.
And you can also change the size of your font. You can come in here to the box. And let's say I want that to be 72 point instead of 34, I think it was. I might have to do a little bit of adjusting when I do that, but it's real easy to change things.
Awesome.
It's real easy to change the color of your font, highlight it, come up here to where it says A and it's got kind of the thing, and it'll say, if you hover over the buttons, it'll tell you what it's going to do. So if I go like this and go A, I've got color palettes to pick from. So let's say I want that to be kind of a dark teal.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. So I can change the color just like that. If I want to change something and it's not there, there is a change all thing where I can, or let's go down to this one. I can add another palette. So it also will create palettes for you. You can have a brand kit, those sort of things. I don't worry about that on my like oh crap, my vision boards. I don't worry about that, but if I'm doing something, let's say for Bridge to the New Year or something like that, I do that. So let's see, let's go back to here. Oh, let's go here. So I can pick other palettes. I can go up here if I don't see a color that I want down here in the default colors. I can go up and change it here and just do a slider thing, and I can get my color. I can go like this and it'll show up. And you can see that it changed the color of the text down here. So that's kind of how you deal with the text. Let's see what it says. Oh, somebody sent me a chat.
Me.
Yeah, you can use it as a graphic tool for different mediums. Renee, I use it for Instagram. I use it for Facebook. I've even done worksheets with it for some of the different things. that I've done. It's a really powerful tool, and it lets you play without worrying about being messing it up.
Okay.
So, you know, that's the good thing about Canva.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it looks fun.
They give you a lot of options. So let me come back over here to the window and let's unshare the screen. Excuse me while I like fumble around a little bit. Let's go back to the part. How do I do this? Why is this not? Okay. No. Excuse my fumbling about. No, you did mute it initially, Diane, so you're good. You're good. But yeah, I use Canva for a lot of things. You know, it's pretty robust as far as what you can do with it. If you look on the templates section, let me reshare my screen. Okay, there we go. If I share my screen, come on, there we go. Desktop, let's do that. Okay, I'm done, share. So if you go back here to the home page, you've got a whole bunch of different templates. I mean, you've got Instagram posts, posters, you can do presentations. You can even create your own logo, create a flyer, do a story, make a card, do an Instagram story, a program, some kind of infographic. There's really a lot of robust things that you can use in Canva. That's one of the things I like about it. They've got a lot of things set up. So all you maybe have to do is tweak the font and tweak what you're saying, which is really great. So I recommend that you come up, you pick your template that you're going to use. Like, for example, when I do Instagram posts, when we were building posts for Bridge to the New Year, I would come in, I would do this, and I would add watercolor to the thing, and it would come back and it would give me all of these different watercolor Instagram posts that are backgrounds or something else that somebody else has painted. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do within Canva. And they've got a pretty good set of learning modules as well. I mean, I'm doing a real high level type of thing, but they've got courses and tutorials, and they talk about blog design, marketing, and branding. They've got really a lot of good information out there. So let's go back. Now, let's say you had to leave like I just did and come back to work on finishing your board. What you can do is click on all your designs, and it will say, it's automatically saves everything that you've been working on. So that's good, because that means if you have to leave in the middle of something and come back, you're going to come back right where you were. So for example, this is the vision board that I've built. This is some of the things that represent who I am, what I want to do, where I want to be in my life, things I want. I love tiny houses. I would love to have a couple of tiny houses, one here in Texas and one up in Iowa on my brother's farm. So I've got a little tiny house right here. This is like a barrel-shaped tiny house. I'm working towards being debt-free. I also want healthy relationships with both my family and the person who I want to be a partner with. So that's all something that I put in here. I'm a book reader. I'm a creative. I do bullet journaling. I'm also a writer and an editor. And I work in the pipeline business, and I want a Tesla. So those are all things that I've incorporated into my board. The really great thing about Canva is like you've got freebies and of course you've got the premium things. So I can come in here and let's say I wanted to add something about music. I could search and it'll give me different ideas. So let's say I want to add music notes. So there's different options here for music notes, and some of these are going to be are going to be something you have to pay for, and some of these are not. They're going to be freebies. Oh, like this one. This one's a freebie. So I click on it. It puts it in the picture, and then I can resize to where I want that to be. And then I can just slide it right here. Now, I'm going to bring this forward so that the books are over the music. But there's tools for moving things back and forth as well. So you can get everything kind of positioned how you want it to be. I'm not done with this yet, and I am not going to keep that music thing. Oops, that's not the one I wanted to delete. So let me highlight this and let me delete that. But once I'm done and I'm ready to, I'm ready to put it up on my wall or whatever, I've got some options. So if I do a download, I can download it to different sizes. So like this one, because it's so big, is 2688 by 2016 pixels, which I'm not sure what that is in the actual print size, but you know, I can go ahead and I can export it and I can make it a background on my computer at this size. If I want it to be smaller, because generally JPEGs are going to be a little bit higher in terms of the size of the pictures. If I want it smaller, I can do it as a JPEG. I can also print it out as a PDF, but if I do a PDF print, it makes it high quality and I can take it down to my Staples or my Office Max or my Office Depot and they can print it out for me. I can also send it here. Excuse me. I can also send it here to wherever I want to print it. So they've got print options down here. Let me see if I can get it down so you guys can see this. Oh, I love it when I can't make it go where I want it to go. So, okay, there we go. So I can print it out as a business card. I can print it out as a canvas. I can print it out as a poster, and then I can post it on my wall. But I can also put it on, you know, if I want to put it up in different places, I can get prints of all those different things and put it different places. So it actually, and it will redesign and reduce the size on the fly. So that's the other advantage of this. They make it super easy for you to adjust for what you're doing. If you're in the Bridge to the New Year group, there's been, you know, we did a little bit of a discussion about it. Actually, that was on my personal page that we did that discussion. And different people have different takes on how they want to do it. Like my friend Joanne has like 6 images. She's got a rock stack. She's got a glass of wine. She has something that says abundance. I think she has something that says joy. My friend Kelly Joy did it with something where she picked images and then she has a central phrase of I am. And she'll say, I am a creator. I am building community. I am, so she puts it in very present terms. I recommend that when you do these, you print them out, you put them on your background on your computer, unless you've got a really cute baby niece like I do right now, or you put them on like the screensaver of your phone, because then you're carrying it with you. And every time you look at it, it triggers that little piece of your brain that says, oh yeah, this is what I want to be and where I want to go and how I want my life to look. One of my favorite authors is a lady named Henriette Ann Clouser, and she wrote a book called Write It Down, Make It Happen. And one of the things that she talks about is if you write down your visions, which vision boards are a form of that, if you write it down, somehow the universe knows that you're ready to receive it, and that you will find your way to the thing that you want. The journey might not be what you expected, but generally you end up where you want. When I went through the exercises and Write It Down, Make It Happen, I had written a whole bunch of things about what I wanted to do with my career at that point in time. So I taught college. I worked in the industry that I wanted to teach about. I was able to share some of my passions with my students, and they taught me a lot as well. I went to grad school. There's all kinds of things that happen when you do this. And your journey may not be what you think it's going to be. Remember, you want to get to a certain place, but you can't control the journey. You're just telling the universe that, hey, this is where I want to end up. I want to end up in a healthy relationship. I want to be in that relationship where I click with my partner. And I want to be in a relationship that I love myself, and I don't forget that I love myself, so that I keep moving forward. So those are all things that are representative on this board. Like I said, the fun thing about this is that you can add the words and the phrases that you want. You can figure out, like this is kind of divided into sections like create. So I'm working on a book. So I've got to work on my editing part to at least get the book shaped so that I can give it to somebody so that they can say, okay, this is where you need to go next. I'm working on a podcast right now. Journaling is one of the things that I'm really passionate about. I have a group called Juicy Journaling that I'm going to be starting up in the very near future. Please ignore my dog. But at the same time, I'm working full time and I'm a pipeliner. My job at my full-time position is that I help my users get the data they need and fill out the forms that they need so that we are in compliance with the PHMSA regulations. So, this picture, actually, I took right by my house with my iPhone. So let me go back to this other one. And while I'm going back, is there any questions? I know I'm kind of going fast here.
I have one.
Okay.
I completed most of my images the other day for my vision board, but I'm thinking somebody had a great idea of like you can draw on it afterwards with pens and stuff. I thought, oh, I want to do that. Haven't done that yet. But then I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, I did take a photo of it. It's not great, but could I take that photo, download it into this, and then use this tool to play with it?
Yeah.
The whole board itself, not individually. Okay, awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So let me do this. Let's go over to this blank board, and I'm going to show you Number one, how to import pictures.
Oh, awesome.
So, I mean, you can go through and you can search here, but if you've already got your images like on your computer or something like that, you can upload all those.
Okay.
So if I go here and go to
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
upload media, I can choose the device I'm on, Facebook, if I've got it on Google Drive, if I've got it on Instagram, or if I've got it in Dropbox.
Okay.
So I can pick one of those. I've hooked my Facebook account in, so it's going to go in and it's going to look. So this is something I worked on over the weekend. It's my little stencil collection, which I put together so it's a little bit easier to use. So that's part of my create. So if I want to go ahead and click on it and put it in here, and then I can resize it. All I have to do is click on one of those dots in the corner and I can resize it. And then I can move it wherever I want to go. And then, you know, Diane, I'm picking on your daughters here. So Chloe and Meadow
All good.
are two of my littles. So if I want to include them because my littles are very important. Let's see, what else do I have on Facebook that I might want to share? Oh, this is my newest little. Her name is Aurora Violet. Whoops, come on, Aurora. She's my greatest grandniece, my newest grandniece. So I want to put her on there because, you know,
Oh, she's so sweet.
she
Oh,
is. And her, oh my God, I was so lucky because I got to photograph her grandfather meeting her for the first time. And, you know, the kid throws looks like this, if I can get it to. And the great thing is if it's not the way I want it, I can rotate it right in the app. So I can put this in here. Whoops. Sorry, sweetie. I got to straighten you up a little bit. But I mean, you know, I can add things like this and I can build around it. So let's say I had this all built out and I wanted to add text to it. So if you notice over here on the right, there's all kinds of elements here. You've got templates, which will show you different templates. You've got uploads, which is where I'm at to upload pictures that are mine. If I want to look through their photos, I can do that. Another thing you can do is Google and then add your pictures in from Google. Like the picture of the blue Tesla that I have on the other one that I was showing you guys earlier. That I downloaded the picture from the Tesla website and then added it. There's different elements. So you've got, you know, arrows and hearts and shapes and all sorts of things that you can add to it. You've got foliage if you want to add foliage to it. Text, styles, music, videos, you've got different backgrounds, gradients, those sorts of things.
those are cool.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I'm thinking, so play with it a little bit is what I'm getting from you. Have some fun and experiment with the different things to really learn it.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I've been using Canva now for about 2.5 years. And I don't think I've even tapped the potential. I mean,
it looks really cool.
Yeah. And I'm a pro member and I haven't tapped the potential. And they keep adding and adding and adding to this. So it's worth the investment, I think. You can even save things by like folders and stuff like that. There's once you add Facebook, it's in there. They've got a whole list. You can do look at all the integrations you can do. So there's all kinds of things that you can integrate in, which I think is really great. So, so let's say we want to add text to it. So they give you some basic text, but they also will show you what you've recently used. So let's say, and then they've got font combinations down here. Some of them are okay, some of them aren't okay. Some of them are really hard to see. So just be aware of that. And color will make a big difference on how well you can see things. So let's say I wanted to use this one right here. So I want to pull that in, and I don't necessarily want the same text as Dream, but I really like this font. So let's say I'm going to go here, and I go in here and I just type love, and then I highlight this, and I can go into the letter thing, and boom, it's red. If I can, well, no, it's not red. Oh, the line turned to red, but the color didn't. I don't know why the color didn't turn to red. Oh, let's see. The line turned, but why didn't the color? Oh, I hate it when they do stuff like that. Even I don't always know the solutions to this one. Ah, here we go. You might have to, so like this is an effect, but if I go and change that, now my text is changed as well. The problem is that's really kind of hard to read. So maybe I want to go to effects and change that to this color blue. And I want to change the color here to that color blue as well. So, you know, I've got, you just kind of have to play with it sometimes. And sometimes it can take a little bit to find it. If you've got a situation, I don't know if this is a good one. No, this one's a good one. Let me position this forward. So if you look, you can position things as well. If I bring it forward, it's going to bring that bit that was hidden back there. Hidden, it'll bring it forward, and it actually covers up some of her face. So really what I want to do here is position it backwards. You can align it to the page, you know, top, bottom, left, right, center. But you can see that I've got this, and this shows my love. If I wanted to, I could add a word that says create here, because that's some of the create stuff. You know, it's all in what your theme is. It's all in what you want to change, what you want to become, those sorts of things. So does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that's very, yeah, completely. Oh, I'm following. I don't know, can't speak for anyone else,
Yeah,
but
no, I am too.
yeah.
Diane? Did she fall asleep on me?
I did slink, I
here,
did
I'm
kind
here.
of sink down, but I'm still here. Yeah.
Sorry.
So does that make sense as far as what you can do with Canva? Or were you in the other room helping the kids?
Yes. No, I have to run. Guilty, but I have to run to go look for something real quick. Anyway, I'm back.
Okay.
Yes,
but
I
did
saw
you-
everything.
But do you, and because we live so close together, I can always help you in another session, or, you know, when we're hanging out and doing art at the apartment. So, but
My internet
like-
is cutting in and out though.
oh, okay. But I like Canva because there's a lot of flexibility in it. I mean, you can change it, you can move it. If you've got a favorite Rumi quote and it's on Tiny Buddha, you can bring that in and add that in. If you've got like the quote that I had about being an editor, that came in an email from Thoughts from the Universe. I think that's the name of the guy that, it's called Tut, but I can't remember what The universe, no, the universe talks. That's what that one is. But it's what I aspire to be. And when that came in, it was like, okay, you need to get off your butt and get your book done and get your book moving forward. Because I've got the books together, and I do mean books. I just have to like figure out how I'm going to group them together as a theme. So, you know, I find that it's a good way to kind of to activate your brain a little bit and say to the universe, this is what I want. So, you know, and some of these things I have to define better, like my debt-free plan. I've got a plan, it's a really rough plan, but I've figured some things out and I can like be out of debt faster than I thought I could. So, and that's without offering classes online. So, but I also have a goal that I want to replace my income so I can be one of these people that goes to the places she wants to go and live the life she wants to live without being tied to a particular location for a job. So, yeah. Okay, Diane lost us because of the internet at her house. So
Okay.
I'll catch up with her later this week. So do you ladies have any questions, or is there anything you want to see or know that Canva can do?
I know you answered my questions.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to try it, actually. I, a long time ago, did a little bit of Photoshop, but I found it kind of complicated. And there are similarities I'm seeing here. It's kind of like triggering my brain, but it
Right.
seems simple. And I love that idea that you can just kind of come in. And I think things are simpler now from 10 years ago.
There's 20 billion, as a photographer, there's 20 different ways you can do the same thing in Photoshop.
Exactly. It made me crazy.
And
Yeah.
and so I get what you're saying. I think in some regards, Canva's easier. I mean,
it looks like it.
I come from an Adobe world. I learned how to do PageMaker.
gosh.
Haven't mastered InDesign yet, but I'm going to have to. But you know, if you have any questions, Renee or Tina, just ask.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm more than happy to like help you if I can.
Yeah.
If I
Okay.
can't, I've probably got enough resources that we can figure it out.
Okay.
So this is my first time doing a vision board. Last year I did word intentions. So how do you know it's like too much? Like, does it?
You know, it's to your own personal taste. Whatever your
Okay.
personal aesthetic is,
Okay.
tends to guide how you put it together.
Okay.
Now, I happen to be one that I'm very eclectic in my pursuits. I'm a photographer. I do art. I do writing. I was a writer before I was anything else. And then I was a photographer. And then I embraced my artistic self in the last 10 years. So there's a lot of different things that I'm interested in. I'm interested in tiny houses. I'm very much a polymath. As far as that goes. So my board is probably going to be a little more eclectic than some other person's board. But like my friend Shirley, she sees vision boards as being these, like you're looking through binoculars at the end result. And she wants to make it a little more personal and a little more sustainable for her life. So instead of looking at the 800-yard result or 1,000-yard result, she's going to look at maybe the 10-yard result. And okay, what's the soup bowl that I really like to eat out of? What's the, just as a reminder. So it's all in what you want it to be. There's nothing that says that you can't have multiple vision boards. You can have a longer term vision board, but you can also have something that says, hey, this is what I want my life to be right now.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
I'll make a comment on my board. I had, when we did it on the other day, I had pulled a file that I had saved images from a previous workshop that I'd wanted to use. It hadn't looked at it for a long time. And I'm like, I didn't want to have to cut from the magazine. So I just pulled out that file. And then when we were starting, I went through and I just pulled images that spoke to my heart,
Yep.
not my brain. I just, this, or like
Trust,
that.
trust this. Trust
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
And here's the funny thing. I didn't realize it till I was done. And I did it also as a graphic artist. I do have that kind of in my mind too when I put stuff together. But later looking at it, you know, because I had to leave, unfortunately, before we were done, because I had another workshop that I was doing. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I noticed that I had 14 images of seating, mostly chairs, a couple sofas, most outside areas. And I thought, but not a lot of people in them. And I thought, okay. And I had 2 images of women barefoot. And then another image of a gal, she was exercising, which is a type of exercise I want to do. She had on comfy shoes. And I put in a couple, I cut off from a larger thing, 2 pairs of espadrilles. And I thought, okay, so I'm either barefoot or in really comfy shoes. Again, this was spontaneous. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to think about this. It's just where, like you said, where I wanted to be. But I started to think about these chairs. I had lots of images of this, and I thought, well, they're empty because I'm ready to have people come, and I want to have places for people to be able to sit outside. Mostly we're outside, not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I mean, people talk about manifesting and I made I got to spend a month at my brother's this summer. When I told my boss I was going to the farm up in Iowa, my boss is like, you know, if you want to stay longer than a week, stay longer than a week.
Cool.
So I ended up staying the whole month of July, and that really shifted my consciousness a little bit as to what I wanted and things like that. So when I came back, I knew that I didn't want to stay in the apartment I was, and that I wanted a smaller apartment in the same area because I really like the area I live in.
You're in Texas?
Yeah, I'm in Houston. I'm actually down by the Space Center.
Okay. I have a lot of cousins in Houston.
Okay.
Well, in the East Texas area.
Okay. All right. So what was funny is when I was doing the move, I was pretty careful about what I was bringing into the house, but I purposely set up the different areas of the house. Lily, what are you doing, little dog?
Talking.
Yeah, somebody's outside, so
It's good to know. I was like, okay, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you set up areas.
I set up the areas I wanted. Like I've got an art area. I've got a computer desk for my work. Right now they're kind of combined, but that's okay. It's going to get separated here in the next week or so. I've got bookcases around my dining room so that I can. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come say hi to everybody? Oops, sorry. This is Lily.
Oh, hi, Lily.
Oh, I did put dogs in I don't have one right now, but I did put dogs on my board too.
Yeah.
It's like, and a little terrier, in fact.
Yeah, she's a Yorkie dachshund mix. So she's got the body of a dachshund, but she's got the face of a Yorkie.
Oh,
hi, baby. Hi. Are you doing your seal impression because you're getting your back scratched?
she's like, oh, that feels good.
Yeah. So,
dog love.
So the really interesting thing is after I got all this set up, and when I picked my sofa, I picked one that could fold out. It's a futon style sofa, so I can like entertain, and if somebody needed to stay, whether they be too drunk or we're just having a good time and we don't want to leave and they're tired, They can sleep on the sofa, or I can sleep on the sofa and they can have my bed. So I got this all set up. And I kid you not, in December, my nephew came down because his ex-girlfriend had their baby. And then my brother came down about 10 days later, and they both stayed here, and I was comfortable with it.
Nice.
Because I had set in my brain that I had the intention that people could be here and be comfortable.
Nice. Wow. And it worked really quickly.
It worked really quickly, so be careful.
Yeah,
what
that's
you
very
ask for.
cool.
Yeah.
No, actually, it was really funny because when my brother was coming down, he called me and he's like, I'm thinking that I may need to come and hang out with you for a little bit. And I'm like, that's fine. He says, because they're not going to be ready for me at the hotel at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, you can come here and rest. So he came here because it was like a 12-minute difference in the trips. So
Oh,
he came down here. We picked up our friend Aviva and took her with us and went over to get the baby and take pictures and stuff like that.
nice. Nice.
So, I told Charlie, I said that was an important validation that I was making the right.
Yeah, that's very cool.
The universe will tell you when you're making the right choices.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. In fact, the thing I did today was how to write children's books.
Yeah, I saw
And
that post.
and the two of the cousins, these are people I have not met in person, but we have Zoom calls, and we've discovered we are like back to fifth great grandfather, have connections back in there. Amazing. And one of them is a man. He's in Raywood. Where is he? He's somewhere like Raywood. Anyway, I'll just say that for now. That's not quite where he is, but he's around there. So that's East Texas more.
Okay.
And he's got two younger boys, Black children, and the teacher was talking to him about something, and he was explaining that some of our relatives were free people of color, but they also owned slaves. And this teacher was like, I've never heard that. I can't believe it. She said, you need to write a book. And so that was kind of the thing that got us going for children, to give them this part of our history. And the more I learn, I've got cousins all over the place. I mean, who knew?
Yeah,
from their
no, I
specific-
know that
a lot of
feeling.
Louisiana. There's some in California. I'm in California, obviously. Well, you don't know that. You don't know where we are. I'm in California. They're all over. But so that was kind of the starting point for this. And like you said, everything that I've needed to start to do this professionally, and I've had some experience, is falling into place. But
Cool.
you have to take the initiative, and you have to have the action to go with that.
Yeah,
Like
do.
you moved and created a space that you wanted it to be. And I'm like, okay. So yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Kids, but start with kids, So, and I've done a lot of more technical writing, so I'm having to kind of shift my brain to kid zone. Yeah, see, exactly. It's like,
I've got a degree in technical writing.
I did a lot of environmental documents, so I don't want to do that anymore. Yay, I was good at it, but I'm tired of doing that. And I have a granddaughter, and I asked her, I Zoomed with her a little. They wanted to Zoom while I was on this call. I'm like, I'm on another call. I'm learning Canva. And my daughter was the one that had originally started teaching me Photoshop. She's very good at it. But I asked my granddaughter, I'm like, do you want me to write a book for you? No. So I said, well, what does she love to do? I had to make myself think, and she loves like to hike and pick up sticks. So I thought, well, that's a good start for a kid book.
Yeah.
The kid who liked to pick up sticks, simple. And anyway, so I'm excited about that. And then I was like, I got to do this because I want to be able to, even if it's only a rough, and somebody else does final stuff, I can still create those ideas. Oh, what a beautiful little dog you have. Oh.
Well, Paula, I need to leave. I
Okay.
get the rest my evening done. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was
You're
very
welcome.
helpful.
I know
So-
this was kind of short notice, but you know.
no,
I
I'm
think
glad you did it. I'm glad I saw the post.
Yeah, me too. I am too. I was like, I'm doing it. Thank you. Yeah,
yeah,
Well,
so
it's
good night.
thank you
nice
very
meeting
much.
you both. I mean, I saw you in the
Yes.
workshop the other day, Renee, but
Yeah.
I think I haven't met, this is the first time I met Tina, so.
Yeah,
thank
I
you
was on the
guys for coming on.
introductory. Yeah, so it was nice to meet you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a
Yeah.
good evening.
You too.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. What a treat.
All righty. You ladies have a good night.
All right. Thank
All
you
righty,
again.
bye-bye.